seems to me like they keep talking about Ohio being a leader here, but it sounds to me like this bill's been introduced in a number of states already, hasn't it? And passed?
As far as Wurm, yes.
Okay. And so where do the courts stand on this proposal right now?
Well, without being able to review the bill, I'm not sure exactly where the courts might stand on this. But the ACLU will review the legislation very carefully before considering a lawsuit, but it's definitely on the table.
Are there other lawsuits out there to some of the other states that have passed a similar bill?
I don't know if it's the exact legislation, but I think with every case you have to weigh singling out specific groups of people to target them for drug testing. And I agree with their stated goal of getting people who are struggle with drug addiction help, but this is not the way to go about it. This is a punitive approach. This deprives people of public benefits. They desperately need these benefits, and research has shown that it mirrors similar to what the public population of people who struggle with drug addictions are. So this is just merely perpetuating an ugly stereotype of people on public assistance. People on public assistance have the same rates, and this is taking a different approach and singling them out, which is really unfair, and it's akin to the war on drug approach of punish first instead of helping people seek treatment. There's many in the population that need treatment, and we hope that the senators will take that in consideration as well as a different approach.
What in your mind is the right way to go about this? What's the right approach to addressing this issue?
Well, we agree that we need to look at this from a family perspective. It's very important to view these first and foremost as people, and people with lives and different struggles. But taking an approach that would deprive them of benefits, what will they do? What is the solution? That's the $1 million question. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's going to take a lot more than $1 million to help people who are not on public benefits receive help with drug addictions.
So you used the term $1 million. Do you mean 100,000?
I don't think that's going to be quite enough, especially considering the lack of proper facilities in some of the rural counties, people being able to access properly. There's a lot more money that needs to be poured into this, and unfortunately, I don't see the bill being able to do that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear an alternative approach. What approach would your organization take?
Well, at the ACLU, we take a non-punitive approach, which means taking people for who they are first, and then assessing the problem, which is providing treatment, using caseworkers and social workers to help them through the problem, if that's something that they struggle with. And like I said before, it's not just people who have public assistance who struggle with drug addiction. It's many people in the population. There are long wait lists. We need to put more funding and resources from the state level into getting people the help that they need.
So it's providing the treatment, but not affecting their benefits, still allowing them to have the benefits, essentially?
Correct, because they need to eat. They need to ride the bus to work. People who receive public assistance do work. It does happen. So I think there's a totally different approach to this.
Does the ACLU see a substantive difference between the actual urine test and the screening that they're talking about?
Well, the specific screening, and not to get a little too technical, but the SASE that they spoke of, they actually do not endorse the use of their screening to screen out people in this manner. So any targeted approach we do not appreciate, and I don't think people who receive public benefits appreciate that either, because they do not do drugs any more than regular people.
What is the screening used for? Usually employees, employer tests?
I'm not 100% sure exactly what it's used for because it's not something that we usually encounter at the ACLU. But when we're talking about specific drug testing, the SASE company does not endorse the use for drug screening.
If this were to become law, you would anticipate a legal challenge?
Well, I haven't had a chance, the ACLU hasn't had a chance to review the bill, but we would definitely consider it and look very closely to make sure that it passes constitutional muster.